Hey friends, Shay here. So I am here with a new video for you. Today we are finally going to be discussing Ladies on Top Volume 2. Now, you all know that this is my favorite Steamship title at the moment. If you have not seen my Volume 1 review, I will leave it linked in the corner so you can go and check that out, because I will be actively talking about spoilers for Volume 1 to discuss Volume 2. So if you're just interested in Ladies on Top as a whole, I highly recommend it. It is one of my favorites and would definitely recommend checking it out. So in Volume 2, I'm just diving in. Spoilers ahead, you've been warned. So as we progress through this second volume, we run into his ex that was very not okay with what he wanted in the bedroom. And she comes back trying to be dominant because she realizes she did some really stupid things when they were broken up, because she was so surprised, and she kind of wants him back, but clearly is going about it the very wrong way. But at this point, he's not even getting hard for her, the old girlfriend. He only gets hard for his current girlfriend, which is our girl here on the cover, because she is really kind of into it, and they're both very into it together. They start to experiment with the idea of her topping him in this volume. And the way that it was working out for the two of them was really, really good. And honestly, pegging is going to happen, because we are very much like there already, where the equipment to properly peg has officially been bought. And we'll see how that develops in Volume 3. But in the second volume, their relationship continues to grow. The level of their intimacy and their level of comfortability with each other has significantly grown. And they are just comfortable in each other's company. And that's what makes her different than other girlfriends for him, because after he's really kind of expressed his wants in other relationships, they've been more like the previous girlfriend, where they don't react well to his desires and wants. But because Mitsuki, that's her name, didn't flinch and was just like, okay, let's explore this, that really took a weight off his shoulders, and they were able to work through some of this together, and they're starting to work through it together. She kind of started at like step 1 of topping in a sense, and he was really into it, but he's just ready to go there. I'm not sure Mitsuki is, so I'm really interested to see how that's going to play out. But anytime she starts to top him, it's great. They still haven't fully had that moment yet, but I think that's coming in the next volume because of the way things are growing. And yes, they are still having sexy times. Yes, they have not penetrated each other since they initially tried in the first volume. But I honestly think that the next volume is going to have a really significant payoff. And I am very excited for the future of this, because this is really exploring sexuality and gender stereotypes in a really beautiful way. Because when it comes to what goes on in the bedroom between a couple, that should be between the couple. Whatever works for them is what works. But there is this thing in society when you are in a heterosexual relationship where it's a man and a woman, they feel like the dynamics have to be a certain way, and this is challenging that. And two people who get off on, the other way around for the standard way of doing things. And I love it. I love that it's exploring this. I think exploring sexuality is super important. So the fact that manga is beginning to explore sexuality more through getting LGBT titles more in the US and things like Ladies on Top, I think it's helping people be a little more open-minded about sex. And I think that's great, because sex isn't scary. It's something that should be shared with someone that you're deeply connected to, in my opinion. I am a little bit old-fashioned that way. I wasn't someone who was just sleeping around with anybody before either of my marriages. And And I can still count the number of people I've slept with on one hand, and I'm in my late 30s. That is not everybody's experience, and that's okay. But I am very old-fashioned that way, and I have to have a deep connection with someone to want to go that far with them, let alone anything else. So the fact that this relationship is also building while they're trying to figure that out is absolutely fantastic to me. I think that should be happening in more relationships. The way they discuss their sexual life and trying things is very healthy. I think more people need to be this open within their sexual relationships. Thankfully for me, I have a partner who is equally open, and we discuss things all the time. Just recently, we had to go on a trip, and we discussed some things about our sex life on this trip while we were in the car together, things we want to change, things we want to try, things like that. And I think that's very healthy in a relationship. You should not be afraid to talk about your sex life with your partner. And yes, so that is all I have to say about Ladies on Top Volume 2. Again, it is still my favorite steamship at this point. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you're here just because you love me, leave me a carrot emoji, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!
It's been raining for days now, been running like a child. Can't feel the cold, well I'm lost here with you, lost in these woods. Lost as I should.